What would P2B have done if he found himself in Paris in a forum where data is being discussed? He would have used the opportunity to market Nigeria. He would have used data to make illustrations that will resonate in the hearts of everyone in the forum. He would have told them that Nigeria has arrived and that Nigeria is ready for business. In fact, what P2B would have done there can only be imagined. Unlike Bola Tinubu, who went there as a speaker but failed to speak, he instead delegated someone else to speak. So in essence, he wasted Nigerian taxpayers' money to fly to Paris and attend an event that he was supposed to speak in the event, but ended up not speaking in the event.
So congratulations to all Nigerians. Mr. President is back. All the speculations has ended. He's back, right? He went for an official visit. Yeah, the country needs money. He shouldn't be wasting money. But of course, the president has to move. So calm down, calm down. Whether or not the meeting, the summit he went to in Paris, France, hosted by the French president, was productive, that is not the situation. Whether or not it was in Nigerians in diaspora in France and neighboring country he went to visit, or he actually went for that summit, is not a question. Yes, he was billed to speak, but he ended up not speaking. He delegated again as usual. It's normal. So leave him alone. The president is back, right? He's back and he's back. He had a chance to have sold Nigeria to a market and attract foreign direct investment to this country, and so that we can do away with loans and borrowings that he has inherited from Buhari's government, that he has again started this time. There is a $500 million loan currently the World Bank has approved for him. He said he wants you to alleviate poverty from the Nigerian women. Nice one, sir. Nice one, sir. Some of us thought that he would take the opportunity of being in Paris and speaking with other world leaders, heads of government, and then some major key players in the business and finance sector of this world, to have convinced them of why they need to now to invest in Nigeria as a new goal, because he came with his policies and programs, of course, some of which he can share, but he refused, right? He has his reasons. He has his reasons. So it's a big win for that. The chief marketer refused to market. The chief marketer refused to market. He was busy, but he left Nigeria. We have issues in this country. There is so much monies that we are wasting in unnecessary round trip. He has again started the globe-trotting and the medical tourism and the unnecessary meetings that Buhari had. Went around the world several days and weeks. We were not able to attract one foreign direct investment. Everything ended up in loans and borrowings. Tinubu has started it. Even though he later realized that Buhari was a bad omen for him to say he was going to, and say he was going to work with Yar'Adua. But then again, we are seeing the evidence. These guys cannot actually deal with the issues at hand. They cannot move this country. We are going to borrow several debts that we are in that we do not have plans of paying. My children and grandchildren are already in debt in this country. And so someone is going to plug us into more debt so that we reach the 10th generation. It's okay. It's a milocon. It's his turn. No ideas of how to raise money. No ideas of how to attract investors. But loans and borrowings. The Bible actually said that the borrower will be a servant to the lender. So stop all that talk about the giant of Africa. That definite article D should be removed. We are a giant. A giant in maybe population and entertainment, right? A giant. We are not giant in education, not giant in health, not giant in infrastructure, not giant in business, not giant in agriculture, not giant in foreign investment, not giant in exports, not giant in so many things, right? Not even giant in sincerity and commitment of leadership to getting results. Not giant in cutting down cost of governance. Not giant in free and fair and credible elections. Not giant in war against corruption. We need to tell ourselves the truth. This rabble-rousing, this globe-trotting should stop. We don't need it anymore. They're going to be going to nations and going for summits and meetings to go and sit and listen and come back to Nigeria. You don't need to go. Use your Zoom and use your Skype. Send a representative, 1 or 2 persons. Stop wasting our money. Not this unnecessary trip. I'm talking to you, Mr. Bola Tinubu. But this is annoying. How can you be bid to speak in an event and you chose not to speak? Chance to have sold Nigeria. Habana. Una share this video as una dey watch am. Thank you, Net Media, for again doing what you know how to do best. Una share this video. And let's keep telling ourselves the truth. It's not because I hate Tinubu. It's the fact that we are wasting monies. We don't have money. The country is plugged into debt. A lot of Nigerians are now impoverished. We are capital of poverty already. So why waste all this money? Why use aviation fuel and carry people and fly and go and pay for all this logistics just to go there and what, show up? That time has passed, bro. That time has passed. We need help. Urgent help. Good night.
What would P2B have done if he found himself in Paris in a forum where data is being discussed? He would have used the opportunity to market Nigeria. He would have used data to make illustrations that will resonate in the hearts of everyone in the forum. He would have told them that Nigeria has arrived and that Nigeria is ready for business. In fact, what P2B would have done there can only be imagined. Unlike Bola Tinubu, who went there as a speaker but failed to speak, he instead delegated someone else to speak. So in essence, he wasted Nigerian taxpayers' money to fly to Paris and attend an event that he was supposed to speak in the event, but ended up not speaking in the event. This is not surprising because he once mocked P2B when he said during the campaigns, "Na statistics will go chop."
That one, I think na statistics will go chop.
If Nigeria's chief marketer fails to use every opportunity to market Nigeria and bring opportunities to Nigerian people, what is he doing there? It's even worse that people are already making excuses for him, saying that it's the first time that he's attending an international event. Therefore, he could be pardoned that he was studying the situation that he will speak in a future event. This is the problem here. During the Chatham House event and other events he attended during the campaigns, he delegated questions to other people to answer for him. Even Buhari, when he visited Chatham House during the campaigns, that was in 2014 or so, thereabout, he answered questions by himself. He never delegated anyone. That was the first red flag that people raised during the campaigns. You do not delegate people to answer questions for you. You have to answer for yourself, and this was exactly what played out. He failed to use the opportunity to market Nigeria, to talk to foreigners as a Nigerian representative. He chickened out, delegated someone else to do his job. Who knows other jobs that he is already delegating to other people to do? And just like other decisions he has taken so far, P2B would have done things differently. Look at the fuel subsidy removal, for instance. P2B would have made sure that it won't create inflation in our economy. But that's not the case right now because everything has doubled in price, more than doubled, and workers' salaries remain the same. How are they going to go to work every day? People resort to trekking kilometers just to get to work every day. Because if they say they have to pay transport to and fro every day just to get to work, that means their salary can only take them to work for only 2 weeks. What about the remaining 2 weeks in a month? Yes, we all support fuel subsidy removal. In fact, all the candidates agreed that fuel subsidy must be removed when they take office. But not in this way. Nigeria is the only oil producer in the world that is paying the price per liter that we are currently paying. So what is going on? Nigerians are simply paying for inefficiency. Because the price per liter of petrol now in Nigeria is higher than in the United States, in most parts of Europe. Why is that? What about floating of the Nigerian currency? P2B would have done it differently because as a businessman that he is, he understands that Nigeria is an import-dependent economy. So if you are import-dependent and your currency, the exchange rate of the naira is very high to the dollar, that means the cost of goods will be very high. Even as huge as China is in manufacturing in many things, their currency is still not floated. Why? It is because they want to protect their economy, they want to protect their manufacturing sector, they want to protect their export-based economy. Because without export, then they can't make money. Chinese goods are mostly attractive because they are cheap. What makes it cheap is because the exchange rate of the yuan to the dollar is favorable. If it is not expensive, people will buy more. But if it is expensive to convert from dollar to the yuan, that means it will not be attractive based on price. Simply put, the closer the yuan exchanges to the dollar, the more expensive their goods become abroad. That's for people buying from outside China. So they know what they're doing. They make sure that the currency exchange is always favorable so that it will attract foreign buyers to continue to buy goods from China. If not, their goods will be expensive even in the United States. Come back to Nigeria, we do not export. If we're an export-based economy, then we can say yes, even at 1,000 naira to $1, it will be favorable to us because it will be cheaper for people outside who want to buy goods from Nigeria. But right now, we are an import-dependent economy. We buy virtually everything abroad. So if the exchange rate is very high as it is today, about 800 and something naira per dollar, that means it will just cause inflation for us at home. The purchasing power is already very low in Nigeria, so it will even be worse. Yes, that's how it works. If a trader buys something from abroad at the rate of 600 naira per dollar, and now that it's exchanging at 800 naira or more per dollar, who do you think will pay for the difference? It's not him that is going to pay for the difference, it's the consumer that will pay for it. This is already being reflected by even the customs. They've now changed their official exchange rate to about 600 naira. So that means all the duty that Nigerians pay for goods, cars, whatever they import that passes through the ports will now be affected. They will now have to deal with increase of the price. So that single decision to float the naira has caused serious inflation in the Nigerian economy. And some people are defending it and saying, yes, we have to deal with black market, we have to deal with round tripping. Is round tripping not a crime? What's the work of the police? Why will the economy, why will everyone pay for the inefficiency of the system? They're supposed to go after people who get dollars at the normal exchange rate, at the official exchange rate from the CBN, and they will turn around and sell that money at the black market. This is a crime. The authorities are supposed to go after these guys. The EFCC, the police, all of them are supposed to go after them. Why are we supposed to pay for their inefficiency? Just because they can't catch people doing round tripping, now everyone has to suffer for their inefficiencies. It doesn't make any sense. The normal way that big companies do importation is to go abroad and meet a manufacturer, agree terms with the manufacturer, and raise a letter of credit from your bank. Once you show the manufacturer a letter of credit, it's good as cash. They will manufacture the goods and ship to you. You must also insure the goods because it's on credit. When the goods arrive, the insurance company will come and inspect it and write a report. After writing the report, the bank will now release the money to the manufacturer. That's how it's done. That people go to central bank or other ways to get at official rate, and they are able to somehow get that dollars in cash to go and resell at the black market. This is an issue the security agents to deal with, not push the inefficiency to economic operators and the entire Nigerians. Having an exchange rate of 1,000 naira to a dollar can only be beneficial to Nigerian economy when Nigerian economy is export based. When we sell majority of our goods abroad, when people abroad buy majority of our goods, that means it will make our goods cheaper for them, because when they do the conversion, it will be cheaper for them. But when the currency is very high, it is exchanging at almost the same level with the foreign currency, with the euro, with the dollar, that means your goods will not be cheap abroad. That's why the Korean won is exchanging at about 1,000 to a dollar. That's why the Vietnamese dong is exchanging in the thousands to a dollar. All these economies are export-based economies. If their currency is not exchanging near worthless levels, that means their goods will be expensive abroad. So before floating the naira, make Nigerian economy productive. If Nigerian economy is productive, then we can have goods to sell abroad that will interest people abroad. We've made videos about the advantage of Nigeria's geographical location in the world. We are right in the center. Shipping goods from Nigeria to Europe and America is cheaper than shipping from China to Europe and America because the distance is quite short. In fact, a container vessel will go from Nigeria to Europe and come back while the one going from China to Europe haven't reached. So in some cases, it's double the distance, but Chinese people are able to sell their goods abroad and still make profit. Why will Nigeria not do so? So what Nigeria needs right now is to leverage on her advantages to make her productive, not to float the naira, to make her unproductive and cause inflation all over the place. Thanks for watching.